Overall, I think T1, incredibly strong mid-game. The Jace gives you a little bit more longevity when we get into stalemates later in the game, because the engage from T1 is relatively lacking. You're really only looking at the Xin Zhao, which is okay, but not amazing. But the kite back, right, is incredible. And their way to rotate around the map is beautiful. For Damwon Kia, much more straightforward.
Just find some extra value out of this rise that not a lot of players have been able to discover so far, and if there's any player that's capable of doing so, I'd say that it's probably Faker going to be good. So that's going to be coming up, as well as we're going to check out the win rate here of Jin Kama. It's not looking great. Caitlyn Lux, though, is a little bit better. However, not exactly the win rate that we were expecting in the mid lane.
And felt that something was awry there. Not going to fall for that one just yet. And now both junglers still mirrored in pathing, meaning that it is kind of hard for either team to find any really big opportunities here. Good thing, as I say that.
Blinding's going to connect. A lot of burst damage here as Kerry is going to get taken down. First blood on the bottom side. Caitlyn Lux is going to strike once again. Yes, that is my preferred dragon, absolutely. And I actually feel like Cloud, as far as a soul for T1, would be absurd, as Kerry's going to flash on top of Doctarm. Canyon's in position, though, and this could be dangerous. The Q isn't going to land, but now Canyon... Oh, no! Just messes that one up a little bit there, as now the curtains have been called. Faker's going to come down with Owner, and it's Canyon that's trying to save his team. Needs to flash in the end, and there are no more bullets remaining from Gumayusi. Good Q's going to land there from Kellen, but he had to flash. And as you can see, as the dust settles, it's about 500 gold the lead, as Faker right underneath this turret looking for Showmaker, gets himself out of turret range, and they are just bullying the man, but he's still able to take down the kill onto Carrier. So I guess you could say that it's worth on his side, but still, it's Faker getting more money, and that's always good news. As far as champions that can snowball and are extraordinarily obnoxious when they do, Caitlyn is certainly top of the list.
Look at the synergy.
Yep, this is beautiful. Same amount of crockery being spread around the rift. Fantastic stuff. Couldn't be more even here, outside of a couple of kills going over to Dam1, but the Herald being used so expertly to grab all of that, as Faker's going to flash on over there, looking to just blow up this Caitlyn, and they will do so. T1 eliminate the threat that we were talking about. Yeah, there's no flash from Faker, but that is about the only cooldown that they really need to worry about, as Dam1 not going to step in here, so wasting a bit of time in the end moving over here. They'll get themselves some shellfish, but it's not the shellfish that they wanted. There's now Dam1 with inside track towards this mid lane, and Birdol should be able to get this one started. Owner with the purple hands over the wall, looking for that wind becomes lightning, but not going to get there, as Doctarm does make it back. As the final spark, just going to miss Faker there. You can see that Birdol was doing some homework there towards the bottom side, dealing with that minion wave that was already coming through. And now Showmaker has got himself caught, but there is going to be a blast cone, so he will survive for the moment. And Birdol will now have some spare time with this inner turret. But as you can see, T1 already at work. They're already a step ahead, and they can just teleport Faker up here, and that means that Birdol gets nothing done. And Faker, this whole time, just splitting on that top side. The 4, as far as the 4-1 is concerned, so much more powerful here for T1 as Birdol moves back in. There's the collateral damage just to try and get rid of these minion waves, as in goes Canyon. Slides his way up, but now Faker's going to turn up. Showmaker immediately behind him, and Faker has to flash to get himself out of the way. Zeus has to stop with his aggression, but he does so effectively, and once again, it's a stalemate between these two squads. And this is just all posturing, but in the meantime, Faker on the bottom side of the map getting damage onto this inner turret, and Canyon wrapping around looking for this engage. This could be so important if they can avoid poke moving on in. There's the flash over the wall, puts them into the Cataclysm, double flashes to get them out, as now Owner is just frontlining to stop the rest of Dam1 from smacking that backline, and he does so effectively, as Faker is going to warp his way over. Actually, no, just walks his way in. Kellen, he's missed by the final bullet, but he's still out of this fight completely.
And I think they have started it now. T1, though, have double teleport for both Zeus and Faker, but it's going down quickly.
Going down extremely quickly. Zeus is going to be able to take this inner turret. Owner is in position. But this is going down so fast. Can Owner actually get in there? He gets into the pit, and he's not able to get the smite. That is still a 50-50, though. As now Canyon gets himself over the wall, looks to jump on top of Zeus. Can they get away with this heist is the question. Do they need to? As Owner is almost obliterated. Final spark does not land onto the priority target. as Damwon Kia now on the offensive and just stole themselves a Baron.
And it's a first true moment of weakness for T1 as Canyon.
Cataclysm, Carrier in trouble. Gumayusi dies as an afterthought there. And Damwon continuing to push. 1 minute until this Drake and the Baron will last that long. The T1's Baron is not as fast anyway. Okay, never mind. There's the flash in. Zeus going to be able to take down Showmaker. Doctom has to flash away, but he's not going to survive. It's a double kill for the top laner. We said how important he is, and by God, he just proved it. As Faker now looking for Bertle as well. That is all the damage removed. All 5 members of T1 now crack open the Damwon base, and they don't even need a Baron.
And they're going to make their way over, and it starts and ends with the God of Thunder, Zeus, finding an absolutely pivotal pick, then also blowing up Doctom. Canyon.
Here goes Canyon, goes Golden as well, gets the health bars low, but he has nothing left and will just explode. Has managed to deal with the minions though, so T1, they do manage to get an inhibitor, but this is not the end of the game.
Oh, we're not done.
They should just be able to take this one down. Damwon Kia, there's a lot of T1 vision between them and this. That is a lot of damage onto Carrier. Realm Walk to get them out if they want to, and there they go. Carrier is left to the Wolves. However, T1, they grab themselves a Baron and get 4 of them away. So he's not going to be dying necessarily. Just goes over, smites a Wolf Camp, and tries to get himself out. Oh my goodness, his Carrier almost just explodes. That is ace in the hole, trying to finish that one off, but it's tanked up by Zeus, and he doesn't really notice. Bertle now trying to get some damage down. Finally, seeing him do some work here, as Carrier has to flash to get himself out of the way. The redemption comes through to keep Damwon healthy.
Does the healing.
And now we're looking for Zeus. Can he land these shock blasts? And it is going to be secured by Damwon. It's somehow Bertle that locks that one down, as Canyon wants to get over the wall, and he does so. The heist is successful, and Damwon make it out. Canyon has no friends in the area whatsoever. Final spark as Carrier's going to get cataclysmed as now Canyon, he's managed to put them into the hole, and there goes Showmaker. Manages to grab one. There's 2. The front line is now dead outside of Faker, I guess, who is Rise, but is also built full tank. So I guess he's still frontline in himself as Canyon almost taken down there by Zeus, but remember, does still have the GA. As Damwon will take down this. Oh no, not quite able to take down the inner turret. That has about a whisker left available.
Oh,
but T1 without owner, no smite, no Carrier there for the movement speed either, and they have a redemption to keep themselves healthy. There's the
call.
Yeah, exactly. Can Bertle actually tank this one up so that these bullets don't get in there? It is going to be the Graves going down, as it's in fact Showmaker that locks down the Baron once again. But the rest of T1 very healthy outside of Carrier, who's missing a 3rd. Now T1's trying to spot this brush. Light Binding goes wide as the Elder has been started. The crown's going to get broken here, and Gumayusi going to try and lock down Kellen. Bertle over once again, just tanking bullets. Carrier flashing as over the wall they go. T1 has taken a bit of damage, and Owner down under 50%. This is dangerous times. Faker looking to wrap around, but the vision is good as Doctom has found Zeus and just pops him in the side lane. And now Canyon over the side, looking to frontline, and will do so nicely. Doctom in position. Owner has to flash to get himself away, but there goes the Graves. A 1-for-1 so far. The top laners absent from this fight, and the Elder still yet to go down. Owner can still be the hero here. He's on a ward, as now the teleport is coming in for T1. Damwon Kia, can they actually burst this one as Owner goes down extraordinarily low. Faker trying to take down Doctom, but it looks like the Drake is going to come through for Damwon. 12 health it is, but Carrier is going to go down as well. And now there's a very angry dragon on the team of Damwon Kia. And Gumayusi now in trouble as well. The Chaos Storm flying over. He still does so much damage to Canyon on the back end. It still doesn't feel like this game is over. We will be cresting that 50-minute mark before this one is out. Exodia has been hit here by Damwon Kia. They have the Soul, they have the Elder, they have the Baron, and they have T1 on the ropes. They deal with the mid lane. This top lane will have to be forfeit. Damwon Kia, can they weather the poke? Redemption has to come in as Showmaker once again taking a lot of poke damage. as Bertel looking to return with the rest of his team. Great Shock Blast is going to connect there as Owner takes a fair bit of damage. He should be okay for the moment as there's the Cataclysm. Canyon, unfortunately, not able to drag his way out, though, as the other Demacian in the front line as well does utilize the ultimate to keep himself alive. Gets a massive shield as well, and it's Canyon that falls. They lose a Nexus turret and an inhibitor, but Damwon Kia are now on the retreat.
You got to contest, but I don't know if they can contest.
How do you approach is the question here. As you can see, the poke damage is really dangerous. Docdom getting those traps in as well. And Canyon's not in the area. Bertel does so much damage, and the rest of T1 trying to work out their approach. As the Realm Warp is their decision, Kellen's able to get himself over the wall, but he lets them know that the cavalry is coming. Canyon's going to put Owner in the Cataclysm, though. And now Owner, no flash. He can't get into the pit. Showmaker stays alive, but the Drake, they're going to let it reset. Damwon don't want to go for this flip.
Look at the bot wave. They don't need to flip. All they need to do is wait. The minions are going to win the game for them, but they go forward.
Gravity Field is going to slow down Owner. He's not going to be able to get towards his Zelda, but it gets back into the pit. Owner now gets a huge shield as it's Canyon that flashes in. The Dragon now awakens and gets so angry, and the GA will keep Docdom alive. This is finally the end. 55 minutes on the clock, and Damwon Kia will walk down and take down the T1 Nexus.
What an incredible first game here. 55 minutes, 100 gold, 100,000 gold rather.
Yeah.
Is what Damwon Kia needed to beat T1, but they will get it in the end. So many fights, so many objectives, but in the end, Damwon Kia.
Honestly, everyone just had all of the damage possible. Let's have a look at this from Canyon's perspective, as he focuses on getting rid of the smite, right? But you can see, look at that burst damage, and Canyon's like, nope, nope, this is mine.
Also wins the fight while that is happening.
Yeah. Do you remember, like, the last battle, he also missed a flag and drag. Like,
Yep.
It's just, like, this guy.
Canyon did
unflappable completely.
So, both Canyon and Owner did no damage pre-15 minutes.
Yeah.
Damwon Kia's comp, a lot of tankiness, a lot of frontline, a lot of scaling elements, but I think that the mid game from T1, especially that mid jungle duo, the Lee and the Vex, can snowball team fights extremely quickly, and also we have arguably the best Aphelios that we have in the LCK.
Yep.
With a Fresh taking on Docdom's Jinx.
A little bit earlier than that. As game number 2 now upon us. T1 need to win this to stay in the series. We've already had an hour-long game 1.
As wow. Okay, well, it's Faker, so...
As Kellen's going to flash. What? That was weird. That looked like a flash, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Threw me off a little bit as well.
Kellen? Yep. Control vision here on the Rift Herald. Showmaker walking over vision as well. Docdom will come back up. This Carrier's going to flash over. Looking for Showmaker. Not going to quite find it, but there's the Q. There's the kickback. The Shockwave does nothing. And first blood goes to Faker.
Really, really big, especially because there was a rotation coming through from Damwon Kia in an attempt to go for that play. Owner with that crucial Q. No Showmaker has no flash. Liking it a lot.
Yeah, very, very clean. Going to be able to lock that one down immediately. It's answered. First turret blood, like you say, provides the answer as Shadow Surge comes down, and as Faker is going to come on in onto Showmaker. Goodbye, as it's Carrier that locks down the kill. Another hook to come through as well, as Bertel has to flash to get out of the way, but Faker's got the reset. Of course he does. And then flashes to get out of the way of the Solar Flare. T1, 3-zip to take down this outer turret, but the inner already under fire. Shirley's here to help out as well. And T1 trading up everywhere. Every single decision that they make is just better, as that sidestep from Bertel was fantastic. Saved his life, absolutely. But with the inner turret going down, Docdom also in trouble. The flash has to be used as the hook is going to go wide. Solar Flare going to get cleansed immediately, but it was just the slow. Docdom trying to keep this one up, as that is another charge for Shirley, and they take down an inhibitor turret at 17 minutes. Its gold lead is starting to get absurd.
Yeah, and at this point, you are looking at sizable mistakes from T1 if they are to lose this game. And
that's not going to be one of them. Exactly. Kellen will just go down. Faker grabs another kill. Killing spree right now, 3-0-1 for him as he lands another ulti. Showmaker flashes, there's the shockwave, but it is going to be the stopwatch there available. Another hook connects from Carrier, flayed back as Canyon uses this as a taxi to try and get in, but has to flash away. They just don't have the damage to take down T1, and there is the ult to come through. Showmaker does have a command protect as Ona tries to find the Q. Might have gone a little bit too far forward. Oh my god, Carrier, can he miss? It's just absurd. Bertel doesn't have another shock blast.
But they tiptoe it. They don't cross over it, and now they're on their way to Baron, and surely that's a great way to close out an already decisive game. But Kia don't want to give this one up.
Yeah, this is red and white guns as well. This Baron is absolutely evaporating. The Canyon's in the area, likely to be another flip situation. They clear out vision. Canyon, can he actually get in there? He's inside the pit, but he's kicked out of it immediately, and it is going to be the Gwen that locks down the Baron, grabs a double kill while she's at it, as Zeus is going completely ballistic in this fight. Doctom gets excited, but I have no idea why, because he's running for the hills and he has no friends alive.
As long as she gets some kills, Jinx doesn't care about her teammates, but unfortunately, Kia as a whole definitely does. Can't believe that came down to a couple of auto attacks from multiple members in a desperate attempt to secure the Baron. And T1, they're playing it risky, but in the end, if it all works out, who cares?
Yeah, another hook is going to connect, and Faker is going to help lock down this ace. It's Gumayusi that grabs the kill, and this game is looking a lot faster than game one. Zeus, yep, doesn't care about that dissonance one iota. They will be able to lock down this inhibitor. Not a lot that Kia can actually do about it, as Lantern is going to be there. Gumayusi now in position to knock this one down as well, and they're just like dominoes. Kia looks like they have absolutely no idea what to do in this situation, and honestly, I can't blame them as Faker does. He's going to dive on top as Bertel's in so much trouble. Faker manages to go golden right in the nick of time. Super Mega Death Rocket just a little too early, and it's Kellen that pays the price. Inhibitor going to go down as well. Continue knocking on the door of Darm1, and soon they'll just be stretched too thin. And even if there is no Baron, doesn't matter too much. And as long as T1 keep Darm1 in their base, they can't be getting more vision. T1 can always slink back to darkness and get the control. So just don't overextend and everything will be fine. Or just kill Doctom, I guess, as Gumayusi's going to do exactly that.
And that should be the end of the game, Atlas. Don't think you can defend this without a Jinx.
Yeah, I think so too. Showmaker does have a fair bit of wave clear. They don't have a Baron. So I guess there is that. There is also the Bertel effect, but T1, 5 versus 4, sorry, are going to be able to do at least a bit of damage here. They are still respecting so much the fact that Showmaker still has that ultimate available. Shock Blast going to go wide yet again. Gumayusi's ran out of minions as there's the Solar Flare. Shockwave going to connect as well as Faker soaks every single button that Darm1 had and does end up falling down. Carrier and Faker off to the side. Shadow Surge available here for the Vex. She can always make her way in as Canyon dives into the pit but is unable to lock down the Baron. Still, he's able to get out with his life. So they are able to fight yet another day. Canyon at 50% health. It's going to be difficult for them to do anything right now. Bertel. Solar Flare is going to connect. Ona tries to get out. Kellen dives way too far forward, but Carrier also taking a lot of damage. Doctom wants that last auto, does manage to get it, gets excited, and then gets destroyed. The Shockwave comes in as well on top of Canyon, but it is too little. It is too late, and we are going to game 3. T1 will answer Kia's game 1 with aplomb.
Go.
Oh, there's a big old stun onto Kellen. He's in trouble. Solar Flare goes wide as they do manage to land the Shockwave onto Gumayusi. Kellen almost uses it as a taxi, but Guma just says, nope. He's going to take the triple kill. He's going to look for the Quadra as well as Bertel. He's still alive also. Oh dear, this is not the place that you want to be, as he will be feared, and that is 100% terror for Kia's top laner. As Canyon's like, you're not getting a Penta, but you can have my Nexus. But outside of that, I mean, Faker getting back-to-back catches in that mid lane, their rotations around, the fact that this gold lead is just
perfect.
Like boop, boop, boop,
yep.
boop. And this is Faker's LeBlanc, so that's going to be locked in as the R5. T1 have a lot of poke, like an obscene amount of poke, but this is the Gwen jungle for Canyon. This is Showmaker's Aurelia or his Renekton. Of course, Bertel loves Aurelia. His Aurelia, when he debuted, was the reason why we were excited about this player.
It's got to be.
And it's into Jace, like, what, TF and Corky and all sorts of stuff, and then you can't first pick 5 champions at once. And Canyon will spot him when he wanders over here as, okay, Blast Cone, and...
Oh, what he can do, he can single-handedly get the Raptors, get those. Gwen does him exceptionally fast, although he has gone for E.
Yeah, it's the E first so that he can avoid the early gank, but...
Might just try and go for a cheeky smite steal as well. Yeah. That's going to be it. He's going to flip it.
This is just the most sneaky.
Oh my god.
Well...
He doesn't know!
He doesn't know. Ona's taking a lot of damage here.
Oh, doesn't check!
Oh, everyone's so scared he steals it away in Canyon. I mean, if there's one way to become an early game jungler, the snip comes in, there it is! And first blood to Canyon.
I don't know how close Bertel is to 6, but...
Oh, that's a flash in from Showmaker. The Ignite is on as well as he picks the right Faker and gets the solo kill. So maybe, is that what you meant? Is that what you meant?
That's what I meant, Atlas. Apex Predator, unchanged by evolution for so many years because he doesn't need to change. Basically, the standard itemization on Gwen, or at the very least second, has of course been kind of dropped.
Bouncing Grenade does a fair bit of work there as Carrier has been lit on fire. The cat got a little bit upset, and Carrier's just going to use this as an opportunity to clear vision. Health bars in advantage here for Damwon, but the Qs are going to start raining through, and look at that. Immediately, exactly what I was saying has been mitigated entirely. The W does come down. That is so many plates, man. As Faker's going to come down as well, he's like, all right, well, do I have to help out? He should be able to here as he dashes on over, finds the turret, and finds a Doc Darm as well as he will get taken down. Damwon Kia are going to try and return the favor in the mid lane as this is one very sad cat on a book with absolutely nowhere to go. No teammates, no nothing, and that's a double kill for Faker.
Wonder whether that's going to be worth it as Damwon Kia is answering with a first turret blood. Bertel!
Yeah, that's the stun onto Zeus. Gets it to the skies as well as the Vanguard's Edge comes in. A bit of a confusing situation there as he gets himself the stacks, and that is going to be the solo kill top lane as well, and another charge to come in with Shelly at the same time. Damwon, they've come into this game to play, and they're 1,000 gold in the lead.
Well, this is all Damwon. Sack bot lane, play for the rest of the map.
Yeah, they were like, I remember how we won Worlds.
A Canyon that's this far ahead.
Yeah.
You are not getting away. But the problem again is that the sacrifice that Damwon Kia has made for all of this.
Well, once again, Faker was trying to walk the crocodile as we've got a final chapter and a very dead Jace. It's in fact the Yuumi that picks up the kill, and this is what T1 fans should be scared of. The Canyon and Kellen combo on the top side of the map, or anywhere, to be honest. Carrier now looking for Doc Darm, who has to flash, and he's in between 2 turrets and still not safe. Point blank ult from Gumayushi, I love it. That's how you assert your dominance, is here on the bottom in the mid lane. It's Bertel trying to dash this one out. Flashes a few times, but Ona's like, well, you can just dash around all you want. You're still dead. And he definitely was. This tower also not long for the world. I mean, Canyon on this Gwen with the cat, I think that's the X factor, right? Yeah. Like, that's what Damwon fans are thinking about. They're like, well, look at this. This is what this comp is supposed to do. You know, you're supposed to continue that skirmish play as the chain is going to miss their bottom side, but Jonas Strong wants nothing to do with it. Bertel looking to chase after Zeus. Ona trying to run away as well, as there is a very angry Scissor Lady moving her way up here. The Prowler's Claw will connect, and Zeus is once again just stripped of his life. As Showmaker does have the Dominus popped, and T1 can also utilize it, especially if they get some control of this map, right? Like the extra mobility there, as Chain is not going to connect onto Bertel.
Well, yeah, but if one comp has lethality, Prowler's Renekton.
Yeah, right. No, I agree.
Gwen and Aurelia.
We're trying to give a bit of a chance here as Bertel is going to dive onto Faker. And yes, he is going to be able to find the Everfrost as Faker just the mind games. Gets an ult out from Kellen.
Canyon don't cap.
No, he doesn't.
Still going. Pretty clean.
Straight up, doesn't it? As Faker's going to come back. Lands the chain. Dash goes over the wall. Faker doesn't have the Mimic available just yet.
Or Birdo coming up super huge in these team fights. I am very skeptical of Damwon's chances to play this one out, right? Like T1, they have the range, they have the mobility, they have the kite back. Just need to make it work.
On Zeus as the Vanguard's Edge comes in, teleport comes down as well as Birdo deals with the rest of the minions, and Faker is going to come in potentially a little bit late, but does have the passive fully stacked up. Faker comes back and gets the slow as well. Birdo just going to get ran around the rosy, and this is some vintage Faker LeBlanc today.
No cooldowns available there for Birdo, but
I don't think the smart money's on you in this particular 1v1. But he's still going to look for it. Understands that a few of those bullets went back, and Faker, Canyon's going to come in here. Deadly Flourish comes down. Faker's trying to do it, but it's not going to work. The funny business will eventually run out. But T1, they're utilizing this time. They're pushing this mid lane, and that is more money onto Gumayusi.
And on Canyon! 1v1 is so...
Yeah. Prowlin is Showmaker. Zeus does not want to be in melee range of this Crocodile, but Birdo now trying to dive on in, and Showmaker, how nice of him, waits for Birdo to get an assist. Faker will come over and look to try and see whether they're doing this Baron, and he will get the news that they are indeed doing Baron, or his chain just did a third of its health bar, and look at Canyon rip this thing apart. Birdo as well doing so much work as Ona does have flash. There's a blast cone. Are they going to flip it? Are they going to flip it again? As in they go. It is the Gwen that locks it down. Now Ona immediately just dies. Showmaker as well had pre-popped the ultimate, trying to get that work done as the curtains have been called as well. Carrier in trouble, but of course there are jungle camps to be taken, and Canyon doesn't want to kill a Karma if there is a chicken camp there available for him.
It's not a flip if you always win the smite, Atlas. I'm pretty sure that's the call from Canyon right there. As they steal away the Baron, that might have been the break that they needed. Because without this Baron, you siege extremely poorly with this composition, but with the buff, the kill threat comes through. I can hear Lehen's cackle somewhere in the background.
Yes, there is indeed one of those. As Birdo throws out an ultimate and his life at the same time. Damwon Kia going to take an inhibitor and then run the heck away from this one as Faker, teleporting in with the rest of his team. Zeus there as well as Ona. Might have found himself just left on his own. Some decent CC, but they're just watching. Canyon's going to be able to take him down as the Needlework's coming forward as well. It is going to be the Gwen falling as Showmaker just pops the Caitlyn, but will have to sacrifice himself as Dopdom finally gets a cat. But he is not the carry in this game, and T1 tidy it up.
And I think we're going to have this awkward fight here, Canyon.
That's the dash. He goes into the mist as the chains are going to register as well. Wind becomes lightning. Not quite enough range there on that one. As that Deadly Flourish, very, very nice. As Faker will be able to find Birdo. He has to flash to get himself out of the way. It's another ult to come through from Showmaker as we've got bullets flying everywhere. The cat pops out just to soak the ace in the hole. And Damwon now running it up the mid lane as T1 have their eyes on Baron as Faker. Oh, if he had to land into that chain, that would have been Dopdom dead. As okay, they have all of the traps set up as Canyon dashes into the pit. Looks to take down a ward here at the back as Gumayusi's in trouble. He flashes to get himself out of the way as now it's Birdo's turn to dive on in. The Vanguard's Edge is there and the Gwen is already dead. The cat goes down as well as Faker is tidying this one up. Showmaker looks for one more, but there are so many chains to throw onto this Crocodile, and he's the last man standing. He wants to get something back, but he's not going to be able to. That's the ace for T1, and they'll take a Baron.
Perfectly executed there. Even with the flank being found, it's not enough from Damwon Kia.
Once again, it is on cooldown. Dopdom just wanting to get some of this wave clear in, but you can see this turret does not last long. If Gumayusi's anywhere near it, Ona gets the knock up onto Birdo. There's the Vanguard's Edge. A fair bit of damage as well as Canyon trying to get the work done. Manages to grab one of the kills, but the Aurelia is already dead. And the Gwen wanted to get the work done. Not going to be able to do so as Faker buys all of the time that they need. That is the ace. And that will be T1 getting their revenge on Damwon Kia.
Party's over, Atlas. Took them a while, but T1 going 6-0 here. Right now, looking like the strongest team that we got here in the LCK. Damwon Kia, they tried their best.
It was not enough, absolutely. They were coming off a couple of wins, but it was not enough to prepare them for this. It did not quite get there. As you can see, T1 weathered the storm. The party that we were talking about happened at 23 minutes. And then T1 just ushered everyone out.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the POG interview translation, joined by the victorious T1 players, Faker and Keria. You guys defeated Damwon Kia and remain undefeated here in the LCK Spring Split. You know, this was the last match before the long break, so I really wanted to win, and I'm so happy that we made it. And Keria, this is your first POG. I heard you were a little bit unhappy about that. How do you feel? First off, you know, yeah, I was sad, but still I got the POG in a very important match against, you know, a very strong team, you know, always the best. The main character enters in the very last minute, so I think I kind of proved that, so it feels great. We had the longest game of the Spring Split. We had a very entertaining series between two top teams. So how are you able to stay sharp and remain focused throughout this long series? We were on a very good momentum, you know, and today we had this mindset in order to go into the match without any pressure, so we were able to perform to the best level. I think the best power of T1 is that we are not afraid of losing, and also we are good at playing League of Legends. We had almost an hour-long game in Game 1, but Game 2 was so quick. So what did you guys focus on after dropping the first game? Well, game number 1 was very close, and we were so close to winning the game, so we just wanted to focus on the next game rather than, you know, analyzing the mistakes we had in Game 1. And then I did play a lot of Rise games, but this Rise isn't really the same Rise that I played before, so I did have a lot of thought over the champion. And then Game 2, Keria, you were able to grab one of your signature picks, Thresh. Did you expect that champion to, you know, be unbanned? Not at all, but it was, so I was happy. And Keria on Thresh is another level. You are always roaming around the map and making plays. We're confident that you'll win the POG in that game. Whenever I get to play Thresh, you know, the POG is mine. But watching other people actually taking that away from me, being robbed, it was feeling super bad. But finally, I was able to secure my POG. It feels great. Keria, need some time to, you know, feel relaxed on stage. I think I just answered my question, Subin. Okay, so Keria said he thinks that he will be always able to win POG whenever he gets to play Thresh. Keria is great every time. And other than, you know, running it down in game number 1, I always trust him. And also in game 2, Faker, you had a lot of outplays on Vex, and you are the only player in the LCK that got the victory on Vex in the LCK. I never heard of that, but I was pretty sure that I would be the only one, actually. You know, whenever I kind of have this responsibility or this mindset to carry the team, I play Vex. I think if I carried the game, to be honest, I would have got the POG, but I kind of threw the game a couple of times in the middle, so I guess I wasn't able to win POG in game 2 on Vex. However, your LeBlanc was still popping off, especially 26 and 6 is your LCK total win rate here on the champion. Well, because Damwon Kia, their comp was all about hard engage, so I wanted to dodge all of their attempts, so I decided to play LeBlanc. However, game 3 started off with a counter gank and still from Canyon. So how did Owner kind of plan to come back? I just wanted to, you know, go slow. and do our best because our bottom lane had a huge priority. So our top and jungle would have been still, you know, feeling very relieved based on the lead the bottom duo had. And also Caitlyn Karma, you know, is a comp that T1 actually calls that 8-minute game ender comp. So we were able to get the big lead, so I just wanted to tell my teammates to just slow down because we are winning bot lane and it's all okay. Faker, game 3, you guys were not having the lead in the beginning, but you guys are able to turn the game around the Baron pit. And then you guys got a kill onto that Gwen, got the Baron, and aced out the opponents. You know, I was able to tongue down Jin, and also, you know, we had a lot of traps to block the opponents. So even if our Baron gets stolen, I was pretty confident that we'll be able to still win the team fight. And after the Lunar New Year break, you'll be playing against Hana Life Esports. We are on a hot streak. I hope we can continue this until the very end. So we will do our best, and also I will try my best to showcase a great performance on that Hana Life Esports series. And what about you, Keria? Today's match was really important, so I'm so happy that we can extend our winning streak, and we will keep grinding in order to continue this momentum. Happy New Year, everyone. And this is the end of the interview from Faker Keria, and I'm going to pass it back to Valdez and Wolf. Thank you.